Namaste, Lotus Squad. To Lotus Tarot TV 444. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the squad. And to everybody that's joining right now, I ask that you mash that like button as hard as you can. I want you to do it full of spirit, full of confidence, and full of love. I hope you guys are having a good day thus far. I hope y'all enjoyed that little soft-spoken intro. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. But I decided to come on here to do a bonus collective reading for this full moon in Scorpio. Okay. Hello, Celestial Phoenix. Welcome to the squad and welcome to the stream. Hello, Love Angel, Angel of Love. It's a pleasure to have you. Hello, Arby. Welcome to the squad as well. Now, there's something I've never shared with you all regarding my birth chart. And some of you are wondering, well, what does the birth chart have to do with anything? Well, there's something that we have to heed to when it comes to placements in our chart, especially at a time like this. Right now, not only is it a full moon in Scorpio, but Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. Now, the majority of my viewers, the OGs, you guys know that I'm a Capricorn sun, but what you didn't know was that I have Scorpio in Pluto, okay? So it made me think about those of you who have Capricorn and Scorpio placements in predominant places in your chart. And if you can pinpoint the placements, you'll be able to see what will be affected, because especially if you guys have a combination of those signs, what's happening astrologically, energetically, and spiritually, we will be hit twice as hard. A lot of us are starting to realize just how in tune we truly are. The energies that we are entering is new evolutionary territory. Today, through the gateway of the Risak full moon in Scorpio, the annual high festival of resurrection, streaming the light of Pluto's revival, resurgence, and renewal onto the planet. Now, Sedna, the resurrection goddess, is conjunct our binary third eye Algol in Taurus, aligning with the source at the galactic center. So right now we're downloading many of our origin stream codes via the pineal gland, the ancestral master cell of untapped DNA. Now, yesterday, the karmic nodes of fate changed signs, initiating 18 months of Gemini Sagittarius eclipses starting on June 5th. So if we're thinking that the worst is over, we're just getting started. And if we've been dealing with ascension symptoms, this is only just the beginning of our experiences with this great awakening. Now, this will be starting on June 5th. Okay, this is only 4 weeks away. And those of you who are sensitive to seismic shifts will now begin to experience sideways escalators, taking you at warp speed into yet more dissonance. June's 2 eclipses will act as influxes on steroids, deleting the past as they go. But in order to get the promised renewal and regeneration, Pluto's relentless shamanic drumbeat cannot be ignored. This is a summons for every one of us to collaborate with the deep wave of clearing, cleansing, purging, and truth-telling. Hence why this is titled The Moment of Truth. Think major collective detoxing, where disclosure after disclosure, revelations, and exposures will shine a light on the under-the-radar political and economic dealings that are attempting to profit from this pandemic and take yet more control over our daily lives. So we're stepping into our power. And right now, while we're dealing with these growing pains, dealing with the effects of the planetary activity that we're currently going through, there's going to be a lot of intense and explosive emotions that we may get swept up in. So feelings of rage, frustration, resistance at the fact that we won't be returning to the pre-corona world may be weighing heavily on all of us as a collective here. Now, for those of us who are already awake, okay, from next week, as Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus turn retrograde with the celestial destroyer, okay, so this is going to basically be like pressing the pause button. This is the perfect cosmic timing, and this is a collective reminder that regenerative healing and new progressive ways of thinking are not only possible, but necessary and unstoppable. That's what I'm saying, the Great Awakening. Feeling lost in the dark is a sign that light is on its way. So make your mantra, I am not failing, I am not dying, I am reorienting. And these kinds of life-changing, shape-shifting energies are only just getting started with this full moon. Scorpios, especially, and water signs as a whole, be very prepared. Be very prepared for the waves of consciousness that you will be tapping into, and be aware of the potential to be wiped out after these consistent streams of psychic downloads and light code downloads are happening. We've got to seriously find time to rest more than usual when we run into these kinds of energies. And while everyone is awakening, collectively, we're all starting to tap more into Christ consciousness. Some will overcome and some will succumb to the intensity of these energies. Now, I want to thank those of you that have left a like on this stream. And if you guys feel led to share, you are more than welcome to share with those you feel could benefit from these messages, and to share with your fellow light workers so that we can spread these messages and continue the process of healing as a collective. Now, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly and that the music is not interfering with the message. Hello, Tracy Bone. Thank you for sharing. And hello, Yvonne. So while we're all collectively riding the wave of this intense roller coaster ride of energies and shifts in frequency, we definitely have to focus more on protecting our peace at all costs. Because not only are we shedding all that no longer serves us within us, but now we have to make a final decision and a commitment to ourselves and to our paths when it comes to where we want to go. A lot of us have been presented already with needing to take a leap of faith and to go along the path least traveled and to step into the unknown. And of course, there's a lot of fear already as a collective that we have to work through. Some of us are identifying some of our own fears and hangups and working on releasing these things. And while we're focused on releasing and letting go, we start to feel lighter. Life starts to get a little bit brighter. And today, I just have to say, although the energies are intense, there's this sense of calm. There's this inner knowing that everything is going to turn out in our favor. Everything will work out for the best. And I saw somebody saying something about laughing a bit. That's great advice. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I start the message. You know, that's great advice. Always continue to come from a happy disposition. And just like anything else in life, though, we need to make sure that we identify when it's the time and place for these things, right? We need to maintain balance. And I think there's somebody new in here saying I should laugh. I laugh all the time, honey. This is the channel where usually I'm clowning around, but also still sharing nuggets of wisdom that can help us all as a collective to advance within this awakening process we're experiencing. But right now, the energy that I'm tapping into today is of peace, serenity, calm. And I feel like a lot of us are starting to realize our sense of direction. And with that comes finding out the truth, telling the truth. You know how we touched on a little bit when it comes to revelations. Finally finding answers to all of the questions that we've been working through for years. All of these things are starting to be 10 times clearer. Hello, Blue Flame. It's good to see you. Beautiful things are at work, but it's going to take some spring cleaning, so to speak, to make sure that we're prepared for the future here. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people here that are very judgmental. I'm seeing the energy thus far is suggesting this energy where there are a lot of judgmental people in our midst. So we could have people on our social media pages here, or people within the family, people that are more religious. They're more religious rather than spiritual. And for some of us, we're more spiritual than we are religious. And I'm seeing a lot of negative judgments being passed from very religious people here. Almost as though there's somebody here that maybe has a certain perception of something. It doesn't even just have to be about religion, right? But there could be other people within the family or people around us that seem to think that they know better, you know, and what's best for us better than we do. I see a lot of things when it comes to judging someone too harshly or judging someone too quickly, being overly dogmatic when it comes to their judgments. I'm seeing a lot of this energy right now. Thank you so much, Blue Flame. She says, oh, you look stunning today. Thank you. Venus says, hey, Lotus, thank you for coming on and sharing these messages. You know, we need them. We appreciate you, girl. Thank you. And I appreciate all of you as well. It's good to see you. Jay, is that Jay or... I'll just say Jay. Hello, beautiful Aquarius here, new subscriber. Welcome, Jay, to the Lotus Squad, and welcome to the live stream. It's a pleasure to have you. And just as a heads up, usually when I go live, I do messages for the collective. So these messages are for all of us. Now, back to this overly judgmental energy here. You know, a lot of us could be dealing with this in the workplace. Maybe we're dealing with court. Maybe there's somebody here that's been dealing with a court case and there's been a decision that's going to be made or has already been made where somebody's going to be on the losing end, especially if it's referring to someone that never really uses their better judgment. They don't really think ahead. They don't think about the consequences before doing things here. And somebody, for lack of a better way to put it, somebody is getting jammed up. But I also see this energy where there's a lot of people here throwing their judgments at us, but they're jumping the gun, or they're a little bit too dogmatic and rigid in their beliefs, and they're unwilling, unreceptive. They're not receptive at all to what it is that we have to say, especially if it differs from their own perception, belief system, what have you. So people like that, people that may have cast harsh judgment, people that cast the first stone, you know, this is going to come out in the wash, especially when it comes to things going on within the church. There could be some of you that could be a part of a church, a community church here, and you're finding out about a lot of shady things being done little by little. So, you know, you could be finding out that the Bible thumpers are doing all of these blasphemous things, saying blasphemous things, or maybe because they judge other people so harshly, you know, then you start finding out that they have all these skeletons in their closet, you know, all the while trying to appear as though they're holier than thou, or that, you know, they need to save you, or just things like that. I'm seeing a lot of abuse in that area. And I'm also seeing a lot of us starting to really, once again, come to the realization that not only have we been tapping into Christ consciousness as a collective, but a lot of us are starting to awaken to our own psychic abilities, and we're able to be a lot more sensitive to other people's vibes around us. Now, there's definitely a situation here where we may choose not to revive certain relationships when it comes to certain family members or when it comes to people within the church. There could be a situation where some of you guys may have wanted to move forward regarding employment, and something may have come up, and maybe there's a decision not to move forward on your end or on their end, either or. And from what I'm saying, especially when it comes to friendships where there's a lot of judgmental people and, they're not receptive to outside perceptions, we're starting to realize that it's better just to stay gone. We can find, forgiveness within able to move forward and, accept everything as is, but not let it become baggage weighing us down. So now we're at the point to where we know who we need to deal with and who not to deal with. We're definitely staying a lot more silent about what it is that we're planning to do. We're staying a lot more silent about, a lot of things, especially when it comes to our successes. We're not really sharing everything that we're getting, everything that we're doing. And especially when it comes to intuitive response, there's a lot going on in the background that may be draining us. You may be feeling a lot more tired than usual and feeling pressure in your temple, feeling pressure in, within the center of your head here, things like that. Maybe you're feeling like you're not able to get enough sleep. Maybe your sleep has been a lot more, disrupted lately. And this could have a lot to do with it, with all of the light codes that's coming in, with all of the psychic downloads that we are processing. It's a lot. And a lot of us are going to have to grow accustomed to this shift in frequency, this shift energetically, and just working through and purging all of these emotions, thought forms, and belief systems that no longer serve us. So we've got to take a lot more time to release the negative. And that could be even in the physical realm when it comes to certain people. You know how sometimes we have trolls that come into the chat, things like that. Dealing with people like that and moving in silence, ignoring the ignorance, that will work in our favor. And we're realizing that it doesn't zap our energy either. Like it actually, if anything else, it preserves our energy. There are a lot of messages right now that you're going to have to process from this evening on forward. And there's definitely a big shift karmically. So any wrongdoing, any illegal things being done, any lies, any deception, manipulation, and so on and so forth will be revealed to us. And this is just in general. So this can include family, friends, co-workers, bosses, and everybody in between. I see a lot of you guys, some of you guys may be a Pisces in here, or watching the playback. Maybe some of you guys may have Pisces in your chart somewhere. For those of you, you could be dealing with a Pisces. There could be a lot of subliminal messages, being sent your way, and we're picking up on them, and they seem to be a lot clearer and a lot more concise and on a more consistent basis. And there seems to be this energy where, we have to be wary of other people that they have poor judgment, and we have to stay away from places and even things that may impair our judgment. And I definitely, wanted to tap into the energies just to see what we'll have to look forward to. And thus far, the energy I've been picking up on mainly as well has been subconscious. And there's going to be a lot of lucid dreaming, very vivid dreams. Guys, if you don't already have dream journal, I suggest that you guys, buy a little cheap journal and keep it next to you, next to your bed. That way, when you wake up, you're able to kind of jot what you remember and then go back and see and try to interpret it or look up interpretation, things like that. Things are definitely transforming, and we're putting an end to a lot of things right now. So we're ending a certain lifestyle, ending a certain habit, ending a contract, or maybe court cases coming to an end. Things are starting to push us forward. We're now, gaining momentum. And through these endings, we start to manifest new beginnings that will change our lives. Straight up. Now, there seems to be a lot of half-truths being told. And I've definitely been picking up on that energy without even having to try and do a reading. It's been real thick and apparent. And a lot of people may just be saying things just to get their way. Maybe there's an ulterior motive or some other hidden intention behind some of these things here that I'm picking up on. So just pay attention to that, especially when it comes to, everyday conversation. Right now, especially when it comes to those of you waiting for promotions, those of you that are starting your own business, and to the entrepreneurs, I see you guys are starting to find ways to invest in your vision and invest in yourself. And the more that you're continuing to do that, now all the seeds that you've planted thus far will now start to manifest over time, especially the more that we focus our intent of what we want to increase during this full moon. Some of you guys would do well with making some full moon water, and maybe that can help amplify any transformational spells that you guys could do. If you guys are ever interested in getting a transformation spell from me done, then you guys are more than welcome to get that from me as well, if interested. And keep in mind, all information is always in the description box below. But this right here, this energy that we're emulating here, all the lessons that we've learned and applying the lessons that we've learned and investing in ourselves, investing in other people that have continued to show reciprocation and to show appreciation and gratitude for who we are and what we have to offer, and appreciating our heart and giving love and support in kind as we have given them. Now we're starting to see collectively and within our own selves, we are finding deep spiritual healing. And while we are healing, we start to reach a deeper understanding of ourselves and a deeper understanding of those around us as a result. Now, I already cut the deck, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out. I won't stay on here too long, you guys. But I'm going to give you a quick gist, because all of this, I knew it. Beautiful energies. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful energies, you guys. So I see a lot of us are starting to tap into our manifestation abilities. We're starting to, raise our vibration, and we're attracting a lot of people to us right now. We're attracting a lot of opportunities to us right now, attracting more, ways to make more money and ways to continue to build long-term financial security. While we're manifesting all these things, and especially while we're manifesting all of these people, we have to be wary of people that are just meant for a season and not meant to last, throughout a lifetime, because I see a lot of karmic relationships here. There's somebody here that's really all over the place. Their energy is all over the place. I see somebody blowing up in anger. It could be a fire sign for some of you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I'm seeing a lot of people that we've had to do away with, because most of these types of, dynamics have been extremely, toxic. There seems to be a lot of people that just want to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and that's it. And I'm feeling like they're doing a lot of things here to try to take the attention off of what they're really trying to do. And there could be a situation here where somebody may end up returning or canceling a trip. So, they could either be coming back from, a trip, or coming back from a vacation here, Or you guys could have decided, you know what, I don't think that this is going to work for me. There's a lot of suspicions and doubts coming from somebody here. Somebody is really just all in their head, and they're just dealing with a lot of this, deep sadness is what I'm seeing. Somebody's not letting themselves sleep. They can't rest because every time they try to go to sleep, it's like their mind is running a million miles a minute. And, I'm seeing that there's a lot of, dark works that have been done, or that have been done by people we may know, or just in general as a collective. A lot of us are starting to purge these things, but there seems to be a lot on somebody's mind here. And what I'm seeing is just beware of temptation, because that was something that I noticed very strong when it came to, the energy as a collective in general. There's a lot of temptation. So we have to be wary. Somebody may tempt us, just to try to get their way with us sexually, things like that. But I do see the Wheel of Fortune here. We will manifest all that we need here. And guys, give me a quick second, okay? Give me a quick second. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I had to cut my alarm off. Okay, so the energy that I'm seeing thus far about before I dipped up out of here, definitely manifesting a lot of good fortune. So a lot of us will start to see we're having a lot more luck when it comes to certain opportunities that come our way. The timing of things are starting to align, and I see a lot of abundance flowing into our lives here. Now, when we discuss karmic shifts that will be taking place, like I said before, that element of temptation is very strong. And we have to be careful with certain people, because it looks like somebody's mindset and their emotional state is very dark, very heavy, and has the potential of bringing others down around them. So we have to be wary of that. There seems to be a lot of people that maybe we've been back and forth with, or a lot of push and pull, where we've decided to let them go once and for all. And there seems to be a shift karmically when it comes to, any karmic debts that we have been paying off. We're realizing that they have, in fact, been paid off, paid in full. And other people that have yet to receive their karma are now starting to face it. We are definitely on the right side of the law for the majority of us here. The World card. So, I see a lot of the same signs coming out. We already saw Capricorn and Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energy coming through. And we also have Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius coming through, you guys. There's a lot going on. Somebody is having a really hard time. Somebody may have, mood disorders, mental disorders that's really wreaking havoc, and it's causing a lot of chaos right now. There's a lot of frustration. And, we touched on that a little bit at the beginning of this energy here. There's a lot of frustration. Somebody's pissed off that they can't get around maybe as easily as they could before, or maybe there's something that comes up. Maybe their own mind is keeping them stuck in place, and maybe they're just having a really hard time. There could be something going on with some sort of addiction getting in the way. Maybe somebody is having withdrawal symptoms. Maybe somebody's frustrated because they can't get their fix. I'm also seeing this energy where a lot of delays are starting to come up. So if it's not one thing, it's another type of energy. This full moon is going to be intense, and I'm going to say this. I would rather everybody just be at the house and be home rather than trying to do anything or go anywhere, travel, walk in the evening. I just don't see that that's being, because I see people lurking in the shadows in one of these cards here. Or maybe somebody is seeing shadow people or seeing things that aren't there. Somebody could have a literal attachment, you know, some sort of demonic entity that's manipulating them and exacerbating some of the complications they're already going through emotionally and mentally. Somebody doesn't know if they're coming or going here. Somebody may have anxiety, PTSD, depression, sleep disorders, insomnia. There's a lot of fear here. Fear-based thinking. That could also be exacerbated by some of these dark entities that may be around us. We may be dealing with other people that have attachments. There seems to be a lot going on spiritually. I'm hearing that they sealed their own fate. There could be somebody that's like, there's something coming, you know? And then you look at where they're pointing and there's nothing there. There could just be a lot of stress going on with everything that's been up in the air. Uh-oh, I got the Rona. Look, I'm over here coughing. I don't think I have the Rona. Shit. Yeah, there's a lot going on with somebody seeing things, hearing things. It could be a lot going on here where everybody that we've been talking to or entertaining thus far will have to be let go of. Especially when it comes to that whole ability to manifest a lot easier, a lot quicker. And just our power of magnetism as a whole. We have to be wary of that because we may be attracting people with some of these disorders here. Some of us may not be dealing with these particular energies ourselves, but there may be some people around us that aren't really getting the help that they need, or are choosing to continue to bring torment upon themselves, whether it's through drinking, whether it's through their mindset, their lifestyle, toxic habits, all of the above. I'm hearing don't get greedy. And I feel like somebody has already, succumbed to greed. There's lust that's at play with some of this energy as well. So somebody may impulsively do something to somebody because of lust. I'm seeing a lot of smoke and mirrors that's starting to get cleared. There's definitely a hothead here. And if they don't get their way through throwing tantrums and, all of these angry outbursts, then they grow completely cold, completely silent. I'm hearing that somebody brought this upon themselves. I feel like there's a lot of you that may be feeling like you have to look over your shoulder, or there's somebody that's feeling like they have to look over their shoulder. There are a lot of people that we need to cut off communication with that we have yet to do so with. And it would behoove us to do it quickly. So anybody that's drinking, anybody taking drugs, anybody with any sort of addiction, or anybody that is afflicted with some of these energies, and they're not seeking the proper help, or maybe they're not able to find the help, or what have you, we've got to pull away. And I don't mean that in a mean way and leaving people alone at their lowest and all of that, but there are just certain people that cannot be helped and that don't want help. And I'm seeing somebody here that just doesn't want the help. I'm definitely seeing that we've got to watch our surroundings in general, and just to try again, just I would advise not traveling at night, especially if we're going out alone, to the ladies out there, because I see somebody's very impulsive with their decision making, impulsive sexually, and all of the above. Now, when it comes to some of the things that we may have tried to take action on, when it comes to our creative pursuits, when it comes to our goals, there may be something halted here, or we may have to delay something here. A lot of us are starting to see a lot more synchronicities. So angel numbers. We're seeing a lot more synchronicities when it comes to subliminal messages that we may hear through songs. Maybe we hear somebody talking in passing, and we end up receiving some sort of information that is relevant to our current situation. I also feel like a lot of us are frustrated because maybe we have to put plans on hold, or, maybe we're canceling something with someone here because maybe they are really lusty. Maybe they have, tried to cop a feel or something like that before, and we're not dealing with it anymore. And somebody may be upset about that. I'm also seeing this. And especially when it comes to the dating scene, I would hold off on getting physical with anybody, because there's somebody that's reckless with their sex life. And so this is the kind of person, with the energy I'm seeing, this is the kind of person that doesn't care if they transmit something to someone else. I see a lot of good fortune manifesting. Seriously, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the world. You know, what a combination to have here. A lot of us really want to go see the world and to travel. Maybe some of us want to move to a different country. For some of you, it may not be that big of a move that you want to do, but some of you are wanting to move and change jobs as well. Maybe some of you guys feel frustrated with your current career or current living situation, and you're ready to make a change. And maybe for some of you, moving would be in your best interest, but things are kind of slowing that down, which that could also be causing a lot of stress. And you know what? I see things going on within the home, you know, within the home, around the home, and in the family especially as well, where a lot of this disruption could be taking place. Really loud neighbors for some of you. Fights, you know, breaking out in the home, waking up the children, plates being smashed. A real volatile situation I'm seeing here. And although we're walking through chaos, a lot of good things are still entering our lives at the same time. It's just taking a lot to us, right? So all that we need financially, all that we need in general will be manifested. We are blessed every single day. And the more that we show an attitude of gratitude towards these blessings, the more we can welcome in all of the blessings we may have been blocking all of these years. Now we're able to receive them. There could be a situation where somebody is sexually attracted to us, but we're not attracted to them. And I'm feeling like somebody has a problem with being told no. So if you guys run into that situation, it's best to just dip right when you see that red flag. There could be somebody here that owes a lot of people money. So somebody could have a gambling addiction, drug addiction. Maybe they pissed off the wrong people. Maybe they got jammed up, you know, and landed in jail. And now there's a point where they know what's coming. They can't escape it. So they have to make a decision. Try and run, whichever form that may take, or face the music. Somebody's not paying off their debts here. Somebody fucked up, you know, fucked over the wrong people, and it blew up in their face. If it hasn't already, then it will be blowing up in their face. When it comes to people within the family, you know, who may owe us money, a lot of us are going the legal route to rectifying those issues. I see a lot of, you know, past friendships and even past love interests that we're deciding to completely cut off. We're keeping to ourselves, focusing on our home, our money, and staying out of the thicket of somebody else's drama. There seems to be a lot of psychic attack that people are trying to project onto us. And a lot of us need to just stay out of it. So yeah, we may forgive certain people here, you know, but a lot of us are realizing that a lot of people, we don't need to revive the relationship. We don't need to revive the connection, especially with what comes with it. at some time in prison, in jail, in the pen, in the pokey. That could be causing a lot of stress. Impending doom is what I'm seeing here. Be wary of anybody that could be trying to get something here. So when it comes to people bringing gifts, when it comes to people bringing you a drink, when it comes to, you know, people trying to give you some sort of gift or give you money or whatever, we need to be wary of what we're taking from people, because somebody's generosity is being used for manipulative reasons. Somebody has bad intentions. So whatever they share or give to you, then they turn around and expect sex in return is what I'm seeing here. And that's another reason why a lot of us may have decided to turn down a lot of love interests and people that may, you know, friends. Something could have happened with the scenario where one person wanted it and the other person didn't. And then the other person had no care in the world about getting what they want and having to resort to horrendous things to get it. A lot of us are healing, especially us dealing with that trauma. A lot of us are starting to figure out how we can find the help that we need when it comes to, depression, when it comes to not just depression, but when it comes to PTSD, anxiety, mood disorders, and things of that nature. And right here, the more that we continue to invest in ourselves, invest in our vision, invest in our business, hold on to our money, don't blow it on materialistic things, don't get greedy, and don't let anybody else come to us with their hands out, thinking that we're just going to give everything that we have or that we owe them something. And to anybody that owes something to us, we need to hold them accountable. And the more that we do these things and to focus on long-term security, building a firmer foundation for ourselves, and only that, the more things will start to improve and the more we will start to heal completely. Everything that we've been praying for and working towards and hoping for, we will be receiving these things, especially when it comes to financial security. A lot of us have been very stressed out about how we're going to make ends meet. But in due time, at the right time, just at the final moment where we need it the most, right when we need it the most, we will get all that we have asked for and then some. Some of us may be, working on forgiving others, but also realizing that just because you forgive them doesn't mean that you have to keep them in your life. It doesn't mean that you can go back to trusting them. And a lot of us are coming to terms with that fact. We're releasing the grief from having to accept that maybe some of us fell in love with a lie. Maybe some of us are still healing from childhood wounds. Maybe some of us were dealing with third-party situations or gossipy friends or, whatever else we've been working through. A lot of us are healing, you guys. We have to let go. We have to let go of certain friendships here that just don't want to clap when you win. The people that don't care about your well-being. The people that don't care about your happiness. We have to let go of that. Any creative blockages, maybe some of us are writers, artists. Maybe some of us have been feeling these blockages, and it's because we've been surrounding ourselves with certain people that really don't need to be in our midst. They're blocking our blessings. And they're masquerading themselves as genuine friends when really they're talking about us behind our backs and smiling in our faces. This could even refer to family members and people that we're living with, exes, and the list goes on. But there's definitely a cheater, pumpkin eater in here. And they're going to get found out. When inspiration hits the wave, but whenever you're feeling like you're blocked a little bit, it's time for rest. To rest is to walk further. Protect your peace at all costs. And there seems to be people chitter-chattering in the back here that's intending on disrupting this peace here. There could be a situation where a bar fight might break out. So be wary of being at the bar. Somebody could find out about who, their spouse has been cheating with. So then they tail them or follow them somewhere and a fight breaks out. All of this is coming through right now. Bear with me. I'm seeing friends turn on each other, people that have turned on each other. And just people that we're realizing we're not happy being around. They're just a Debbie Downer all the time. But we will be hit with inspiration. And when it hits, we're going to be hitting the ground running. Protecting your peace at all costs will help us through the storm. And to anybody that doesn't drink, it may be referring to someone who does drink, or just take what resonates and leave the rest. Right now, we are all tapping into this energy, this sense of calm, this sense of serenity. Remember how I was bringing that up to you guys earlier about the collective energies as a whole? Peace and serenity. A lot of us may have to do away with everybody we've been talking to in order to maintain that peace. Pay attention to your body and what you feel when you're around certain people. That can be very telling as to who needs to go and who you should let stay. But to those in the public eye here, I've been seeing a lot of references to being victorious. To those that have tried to use puppets on us, to those that have been stalking us, to those that have been trying to, deceive us, manipulate us, to those who have just simply been trying to bring us down, by us letting go of all of it and letting go of them for good, letting go of even new people that have threatened our peace, letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serve our higher purpose. In this sense of letting go, as you can see in the picture here very clearly, we will pull ourselves out of the storm. You see how I just said something about finding peace in the midst of the storm, and here this card comes out. There are going to have to be some sacrifices we'll have to make. We may have to sacrifice, certain things when it comes to our budget. So we may have to cut off Netflix for a little while. We may have to cut this out. We may have to cut that out in order for us to maintain long-term security. We may have to cut this person off, cut this family member off. Maybe we have to leave this work, this unfulfilling workplace situation so we can be free and be out of the storm and finally maintain our peace and find something more fulfilling and more up our alley. A lot of us in the public eye will start to get a lot more attention. Be careful with that, because certain people that we're receiving attention from do not have good intentions. And we need to continue to use discernment. A lot of people may try to come in to distract us and to knock us off course right when we're about to reach the finish line. But we're going to reach the finish line regardless of their efforts, as long as we do what it takes to let go of anything, everything, and anything in between that no longer serves our higher purpose. The people that have, like I said, done dark works, people that have tried to do, voodoo dolls, people that have tried to, to turn on us, they're going to end up meeting the same fate. They're going to be the ones to fall on their own sword in the end. But there are some endings we have to make forever, once and for all. Just for our own sanity and for our well-being, for our emotional, mental, and physical health. We have to cut out certain people here. And for some of us, that may be a bit heartbreaking. We may have to cut off people that we've grown to love over the years. But the time is now to complete the cycle once and for all, so we can allow ourselves to open up enough to be able to receive the blessings that's waiting for us to receive them. Hello, Miss J. Welcome to the Lotus Squad and welcome to the live stream. It's all going to come tumbling down. The lies are all going to come rushing out. And the game has already been over. But now it's the moment of truth. It's the moment where all of us that have been looking and seeking clarity are finally getting all the clarity that they need to be set free. Let it all go. Some people cannot be saved. There's somebody in this chat right now, and there's somebody watching the playback right now that needs to hear this message. Some people you just cannot save. And sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. Sometimes you've got to stand up for yourself and use your voice and speak your truth and do the right thing. Do what you know is best for you and your family, and do what's best for your life. Don't let somebody else's issues drag you down, all in the name of love, because somebody has to hold somebody accountable. You cannot save somebody that doesn't want help. And you've got to watch out for people that may approach you as though they're looking to help you, looking to help be your savior, but really they have ulterior motives. Trust nothing you hear and only half of what you see. A lot of us are growing exponentially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. A lot of us are seeing a lot of growth, and a lot of other people around us are starting to notice it as well. And a lot of us are finding it to be a lot easier to attract and manifest the right people, places, and things into our lives. But there will always be those people in the background that have tried to stab us in the back time and time again, and we just kept giving them chance after chance just to meet the same fate time and time again. And now, through this revelation and realization of needing to let go and release once and for all and for good, therein is where we find ourselves victorious and vanquishing all of our enemies once and for all. Return negative energy back to sender 100-fold. Release yourself from karmic attachments, karmic relationships, toxic habits, toxic mindsets, toxic lifestyles. It's time to make a massive change that we all know deep down inside we've needed to make for years. No longer allow ourselves to be distracted by those that do not wish to improve themselves, that do not wish to help themselves. We cannot help anybody that will not help themselves. Not even God helps those who don't help themselves. See, God helps those who helps themselves. And some people just don't want to be saved. Some people do not want to be helped. And some people just don't want to change. But that doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of saving a broken, shattered relationship. You will start to see growth in your business. To those of you that have started your own business, you will start to see more growth financially, more clients, more people that are of the same tribe. There's going to be some pain, though, with some of the endings, like how we discussed with the death card from earlier. Through these endings, we find new and more fruitful beginnings. Be wary of somebody here that's stalking. I keep seeing this energy, you guys, and nurture yourselves right now. You know, if you want to splurge on yourself, that's cool, but don't let anybody that owes you money, especially, get more from you than they've already taken. Because somebody is doing somebody wrong and they know it. There's somebody here that doesn't follow through on anything that they say they're going to do. All these broken promises have done nothing but become an anchor tied to our ankles while we are thrown overboard into the sea. And now we're reaching the point to where enough is enough. And whoever we need to be blocking right now, whoever isn't a man or a woman of their word, whoever tries to sweet talk us and manipulate us into doing things that we don't want to do, whoever has been gossiping in the family, whoever's been trying to throw slugs in the workplace, whoever we used to call friends have tried to bring us down while we're working our way up, all of these things we'll have to move on from once and for all. Because if we don't, we're going to end up dropping the ball here. Right now, this is our rite of passage. We are moving from one point of our lives into a completely new world and a completely new life. And this can be physically moving away, emotionally moving away, just completely finally moving on. I definitely see a lot of travel that we'll be doing here in the near future. And some of us may in fact be spoiling ourselves, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you got it like that. But be wary of anybody here while you're building your foundation, you're learning new skills, you're, building each and every day, you're staying consistent. Some of you may be finding, word or finding out about a job position that you'll be offered, hearing word about starting training, things like that. Y'all focusing on school, all of these things will help propel you forward. But the people here that just oppose you at every turn, all the indecision that we're plagued with when it comes to letting certain people go in our lives, letting certain things go in our lives. Some of us really have to start going through everything in our house right now and throwing away everything that we haven't worn in years, everything, or donate these things, donate things we haven't worn anymore, donate things that we don't use anymore that could be of use to someone else, and throwing away all of the other things that have no value or significance, not only just in your life, but to anyone else either. There seems to be a lot of people here that are very materialistic, very greedy. So you give them an inch and they try to take a mile. Be wary of what you're putting your money into. Some of us may have done a lot of panic buying or dealing with people in the family that need more from you so they can, go and fulfill their greedy desires. All of the material things that we may have accumulated may get to a point to where they'll start to weigh us down and prevent us from being able to move to a new home or to move in general in life. And to anybody that's possessive of us, they want to come back when it suits them, when it's convenient for them. We've got to let go of that. A lot of us are holding on to people, places, and things that we no longer need to be holding on to just because it's comfortable, it's familiar, and maybe even doing so out of habit. But when it comes to family relationships, a lot of us have been struggling with which path to take. Should we hold out a little bit longer? Should we sacrifice ourselves to maintain an already broken and shattered, tattered relationship. And a lot of us will come to terms with the fact that it's time to just let it all go. Some of us are now looking into having more of a minimalist style of living. That way you can free yourself up energetically and physically. Maybe some of us are definitely cutting out a lot of things that we've been buying that we just simply don't need. We're realizing that buying the next new gadget, buying the next new thing is not fulfilling us the way that we were hoping it would. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in your vision, and watch how much is going out at the same time. Because some of us may spend our money before we even get it. And that's what may be keeping us stuck when it comes to those of us wanting to make a move, but maybe struggling financially to do so at this current time, especially with everything that's been going on recently. Some of us may have a lot of commitments, with the family, commitments, to pay this, commitments, just in general. And we may have lost balance with all these things because we were trying to do too much for everybody instead of doing what we need to do for ourselves. A lot of us may have been helping other people financially, but now that we need help, a lot of people can't be found. And now we're realizing that we may have depleted our own resources to help someone, help multiple people that are ungrateful and won't even pay it back. It's time to let go, you guys. The Tower is here, and I also see the Seven of Swords reversed before we wrap this up, you guys. Somebody may be breaking out of jail. That just came through. Don't ask me why. Somebody may have been bailed out of jail. Somebody may be owing some money, owing time. Maybe they're missing out on probation. Maybe they're not, following up with their, mental health professional doctors or whatever. Maybe there's something going on with the family where somebody ends up stealing money. They end up getting caught red-handed in the midst of trying to steal from someone here, to take something from someone's home, take something from someone's car or what have you. Somebody's breaking into something here or trying to. And now going the legal route will get this rectified if it hasn't been rectified thus far, because somebody is refusing to do the time for the crime. And they're trying to get away. Somebody may be trying to flee. So maybe they got out on bond and now they're trying to flee the country or flee, somewhere else just to avoid being convicted here. I'm also seeing, a lot of more natural disasters happening, earthquakes, explosions, demolition, fires. A lot of rioting in the streets, looting. And it looks like this is us here minding our own business, focusing on building our brand, building ourselves, building financial stability, especially to the entrepreneurs out there. And I see a lot of people trying to, get away scot-free with stealing ideas, but now that's going to come out. Y'all know I've been talking about a lot of people that come on this channel trying to act like they don't watch, don't want to give credit where credit's due, don't want to collaborate, don't want to give me my credit when I deserve the credit, but then they go and take the idea and try to emulate it for themselves. That's blowing up. So whoever is trying to throw up a false image here, that's getting ready to blow up. There could be somebody throwing something through somebody's window or something going on here. But they're going to get caught. a lot of us would do well with keeping to ourselves and making the positive changes that we know we've been needing to make, and only sticking with that, you guys. Because we will be fulfilled as long as we are not so caught up in instant gratification. If we focus on the long term, what would do, what would benefit us in the long run, then we'll start to make more of the right decisions for our future. And I said in the last collective something about pickpocket or pickpocketing. This is why I'm saying somebody's trying to take off with somebody's stuff, or to take something from somebody. So whether that's stealing ideas, whether that's stealing money, stealing time, whatever the case may be, drugs. There could be a situation where somebody stole somebody's drugs and now they owe somebody money and they're running. And this is just on a more extreme case. This won't be for everybody, but this just came through. Somebody's in danger here is also what I'm saying. Peeping Tom, I'm hearing peeping Tom. I'm hearing, people stalking in the street. Be wary of who's around you, you guys. I keep getting that message. Here's the good thing, though. There, you guys, keep building your brand, keep being consistent, and keep focusing on your own garden, because a lot of beautiful things are flowing in. Don't listen to everything that everybody says. Take what people say with a grain of salt and then keep it moving. If somebody's really overly judgmental of you, take what they have to say, see what you can learn from it, if nothing at all, and then keep it moving. Agree to disagree and keep it moving. But if somebody is threatening our personal bubble, our space, invading our space, trying to take advantage of us in some way, we need to throw the book at them. We need to get the police involved and the authorities involved. We need to speak up and speak out, because this is the moment of truth. I feel like there's love coming in, money coming in, healing coming in. A lot of us are starting to feel a lot more invigorated and ready to start something creative, ready to start painting again, ready to start singing, dancing, writing, everything that we love to do that we may have stopped doing because of the toxicity we've been trapped up in. Once we finally release ourselves once and for all from all of this BS, we'll start to give birth to all of these ideas that we've been sitting on, and we will start to see our lives completely transform in a massive way. Love, happiness, success, wealth, prosperity, abundance, all of these things are waiting for us. As long as we continue to stay focused, stay committed to ourselves, rather than seeking commitment from other people, especially from people that have not committed to us time and time again. We need to commit to ourselves right now more than ever. Get creative. Don't push yourself too hard to get some ideas out if you don't have them now. Give yourself some time and some space to develop. But don't let anybody invade on your personal space, and don't let anybody get away with any injustices that they try to commit against you. Because all of these blessings that we're receiving, people are watching, people are talking. And if we continue not to show our hand as we have been, stay silent and let our intuition guide us, we can overcome all of these things without an issue. We can decide and figure out who needs to go? Who is tempting you away from the path you know you need to be on? What is tempting you away from the path you know you need to be on? Identify it and get rid of it immediately. Whatever you need to do to show yourself some self-love, self-care, TLC, if you want to get a makeover, do something that makes you feel good inside. Listen to music, if anything else. Maybe some of you guys are not creative people, and that's okay. But maybe there's something, a hobby, music, something that you love to do that can take your mind off things. And be wary of those around you that may approach you, that may contact you on your social media, that try to talk to you out in public. Be wary that these people can see your inner light and they can see your abundance, your success. Everybody's going to be seeing that, especially the people in the public eye. Not everybody is our friend. And we need to remember that. Not everybody is meant to be trusted. Even the people that we're closest to, not everybody is meant to go along with us along our journey here. And a lot of us are going to start finding out really quick who needs to go and stay gone. Because if we ever let these people from our past and people in passing sabotage our efforts here, it would be a real shame. Because this is such beautiful energy. I mean, look, we even had the Ace of Wands from earlier. We have the World card, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Chalices, the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is going in your favor. Yeah, things may be tough and stressful right now, but in the grand scheme of things, blessings are being bestowed upon us every single day. We just have to maintain that attitude of gratitude to be able to receive it, to be able to show our gratitude for it. But hanging around people that have poverty consciousness, they're always, they're irresponsible with money. They're irresponsible with their time. They have no goals, no long-term, no short-term goals. They have no inspiration. We've got to do away with all of these people. And we've got to start tapping into the things that we love to do. Shine our light. Show the world what we're made of. Because we've only got one life to live. And it would be a shame if it would be only half lived. Due to us wasting time with people that had no place in our lives. And due to us fearing success. And allowing that fear to overcome us. Break free. And I know that we usually are, joking, and I'm usually, getting silly and all of that with my messages. But today requires a certain level of aptitude, a certain level of focus, a certain level of understanding that needs to be taken seriously, i.e., you need to start taking yourself more seriously. A lot of us may have doubted our journey. We have a lot of self-doubt about whether we're capable of even achieving these great things that we've set out for ourselves. The answer is yes. If you take the step forward to break free from your comfort zone, to push past those fears and doubts, to push away anyone who is putting insecurity and doubt into our minds and fear into our minds, we have to let it all go. And take that first step and take action every single day, even if that means resting, so that we can allow ourselves to not burn out, so we can continue to take action every single day. Some of you guys may be expecting a child here, and there could be a lot of stress with that as well, especially with everything going on currently. But I want you guys to know, for those that applies to, I want you to know that all will be worked in your favor as long as you maintain your faith and keep doing what it is you need to do to maintain your peace, protect yourself, and only be around people that uplift, empower, and inspire you. Nothing less. Any ideas that you have, creative or otherwise, anything that you want to learn, go back to school for, do it. A lot of us are overthinking, over planning. Some of us are procrastinating out of fear. And not just out of fear of failure, but out of failure, fear of failure and a fear of success. Commit to yourself. Don't quit on yourself just because other people may have quit on you in the past. Don't give up just when things seem daunting. Don't give up when you're right about to reach the finish line. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. And don't allow anybody that has given up on you another chance to do it once again. It's time to let go and be set free once and for all. Commit to yourself. And for those looking for commitment in matters of the heart, in love, wanting to find that twin flame connection, wanting to find something that is beautiful and will stand the test of time, you will find that when you start to commit to yourself. And when you start to do the things that you love to do, when you start to take better care of yourself, better care of your health, when you start to surround yourself with more positive, uplifting, inspiring, and motivating people. When you give up on yourself, you give up on love. When you give up on your goals, your dreams, it becomes dull and lackluster. You have the power to transmute all that you've been through, all of the pain, all of the anger, all of the frustration, all of the sadness, all of the fear, all of the anxiety, all of the confusion. You have the power to transmute all of these self-limiting belief systems and negative mindsets, negative toxic habits. You have the power to turn it all around. But you know who you have to give up in order for you to do that. And you know what you have to give up in order for you to be your best self at all times. In order for you to achieve success and to manifest your dreams into reality. Don't let anyone and don't let any naysayers stand in between you and all of the blessings that's meant for you to receive. Because there seems to be a lot of jealousy and deception. Especially within family and friendships. A lot of jealousy. A lot of smear campaigns. A lot of us may have lost sleep, been fearful, felt alienated, isolated, ridiculed, bullied, abused. But now the shoe is on the other foot. The shoe that we were waiting to drop has dropped. You know what you need to do. So get out there, push past the fear, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you are capable of anything you've put your mind to. You've come this far. You've overcome everything that you've been through thus far. So remember that and remind yourself you are capable of anything that you put your mind to. And all you have to do is believe in yourself, believe in your vision, and just do it. Do what makes your heart sing and allow yourself to open up and receive the love and the light around you. Now, that is what I have for you guys. Guys, let me know in the comments how this reading was for you. And once joined, if you'd like to share this reading, that would be an amazing help to this channel. We can get these messages out to all who need it. And who knows, maybe you could brighten someone's day and give a little clarity to anyone that you feel may need direction. To those of you that would like to book a private reading with me, once again, I will not be doing those live anymore, but my prices from my website will be linked below. So you guys can navigate to the site, check out what you guys are interested in, and I'd be more than happy to do a reading for you, as well as if those of you who are interested in spell work feel like you could use my assistance, I also would be glad to help you guys. Thank you so much as well. Before I get off of here, I want to thank all of you who have donated to this channel. I see you guys donating to my Cash App and PayPal when I wake up in the morning, and I want you guys to know I truly appreciate all of the blessings and the love and support that you guys continue to bless me with every single day. Thank you to those of you that have gotten readings from me, gotten merch, and even to those of you that have become members of this channel. I want you all to know that I am truly grateful, and it means the world to me. And, I just want to get these messages out there to more of us so we can all come together as a collective to help accelerate this great awakening that's taking place right now. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And MRA says, oh my God, absolutely every word so true. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that I could be of assistance. I have so much love for you guys. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. Tap into these full moon energies. Listen to your intuition and have faith that all will work out in your favor. So until next time, you guys, y'all stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and mad love.